Hi all, today we are going to discuss some numericals on stator winding protection. So the first I am going to take two numericals, one on the differential protection and another one on the merge price protection or the bias differential protection regarding how much percentage of the stator winding will be protected, so that the topic will be completely clear to you. So the first example it is given there, a 11 kV 3-phase turbo alternator has a maximum continuous rating of 3000 kilowatt at 0.8 power factor and its reactance is 12%. It is equipped with a differential protection which is set to operate at a fault current of minimum 200 amperes. Find the value of neutral resistance required to protect 90% of the winding. So let us see what does it mean. So for that I am just drawing the diagram so that this will be easy to represent this one. Let us assume that each phase the winding I can represent like this. This is my stator winding. So this is my R phase, let us take for example Y phase and B phase. So this neutral point is connected through some grounding resistance. So it is asked to find what is the value of this resistance. I am representing by some R. So let us assume some fault has happened and this fault current will return back to this. And it is mentioned there this fault current up to, because 90% of winding should be protected, that means from the neutral point up to 10% winding will be unprotected, because the point near to the neutral only will be unprotected, because the voltage will goes on increasing as you are moving from neutral towards the upper terminal. So the current will goes on increasing. So up to 10% the current will be less, after that it is going on increasing. It is told that the threshold is set such that 10% of the winding is unprotected or 90% of the winding is protected. So for that let us calculate what is my value of the full load current or the rated current of your machine. So this will be equal to just 3000 kilowatt, right? So this will be 3000 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by root 3 times of VL. VL is 11 kV multiplied by the IL we are calculating, so we have to multiply with cos phi, so 0.8. So this will give my current as 196.82 amperes. I got my current. So it is mentioned there the per unit reactance is given. So this per unit reactance, the formula is, we have already studied in the per unit systems, the actual value of the impedance or the reactance I am representing by X divided by V base divided by I base, because that gives my value of Z base. So actual value divided by base value, that gives my per unit reactance of this one. So per unit reactance, it is told that it is equal to 12%. So this will become 12 divided by 100. This will be equal to X divided by V base value will be equal to 11 kV. So this will be 11,000 divided by root 3. So this one is divided by the value of the I base. So I base we have just calculated, that is a rated value 196.82 amperes. So from this I can calculate my value of X. So if you calculate your value of X, you will get it as 3.872 ohms. So this is your reactance of your machine. So this is the total reactance of your machine. So though I want to calculate that what will be the reactance up to 10% of the winding and what will be the voltage up to 10% of the winding, so that we can compare it. So I can calculate the reactance of 10% of the winding, because from the neutral point we are considering. So this will be equal to 10% of X. So this will become equal to 0.3872 ohms. This is what we got. Similar is the case, the voltage induced up to 10% of the winding. Voltage induced will be total voltage that is induced is 11 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by root 3. That is the total voltage. This will be up to 10% of the winding. So we have to multiply with 0.1. So if you calculate this, you will get it as 635.085 volts. So it is mentioned there as the relay operates for a minimum current of 200 amperes. So that is my fault current. So we can tell that the fault current is equal to voltage divided by the impedance of the path. You agree with me? So up to here it is 10%, because up to here whatever voltage is there, this is my voltage V divided by the total impedance of this closed path. So that will lead to the current. So total impedance will be, there is a resistance and there is a reactance. So Z will be equal to square root of R square plus X square. You agree with? So that's why the voltage induced up to there is 635.085 divided by square root of, we don't know the value of resistance, so this is R square plus 0.3872 square. This is the value. So from this I can calculate my value of my neutral resistance, that is equal to 3.152 ohms. So in this way we can calculate the value of resistance of your neutral circuit. So let us take another example. It is given there, is alternator stator winding is protected by a biased differential relay. The relay has 0.2 amperes minimum pickup and 14% slope. So minimum pickup value is mentioned there. The minimum pickup value is this much. So minimum pickup value is the difference of these two currents. How much value is there? It is given as 0.2. So above 0.2 amperes only it will operate. So this is 0.2 amperes. So above this only relay will operate, and it is mentioned there, after that it is having a slope of 14%. I have mentioned this. So this I1 minus I2 is the y-axis and I1 plus I2 by 2 will be x-axis. We have seen there that the positive torque will be on the upper side. That means when the value of I1 minus I2 is greater than I1 plus I2 by 2, then your relay will operate. You agree with me? The same characteristic I have plotted here based on this data. And the current flowing at each end of the generator winding, because of there is a fault happened, is 380 amperes and 300 amperes as shown in the figure. So it is mentioned that this side is 380 amperes, this is 300 amperes. Assuming the CTs has a ratio of 400 divided by 5 amperes ratio is there. This side also 400 amperes passing in primary, 5 amperes will induce in secondary, that is the rating. 5 ratio, and there are no inaccuracies. That means there is no imbalance in the characteristic of your CTs. Will the relay trip the generator circuit breaker under this fault condition or not? This is what is asked. So let us try to solve this one. So in order to solve this, because for this 380 amperes, let us assume because of this current, the current is induced here, this current I am taking as I2. And because of this, the current is induced in this one, this current is equal to I2. How this current will pass? This current will pass like this, and this is my value of I2. And this I1 will pass like this one. This is my value of I1. Agree with me? So the current that is passing through this one will be equal to I1 minus I2. This is my operating coil, and this is my restraining coil. This will be equal to I1 plus I2. I1 plus I2, because it is passing through half part. So that's why it will be equal to I1 plus I2 divided by 2. So let us try to calculate the value of, what is the value of I1, I2, and then we can calculate the slope. So I1 will be equal to, because primary side it is passing 380, this will be, how much current will pass in the secondary side? That is 5 multiplied by 400. This will be equal to 4.75 amperes. I got the value of I1. So now I2 will be equal to 300 multiplied by 5 divided by 400. So this will be equal to 3.75 amperes. So from this I can calculate my value of I1 minus I2. This is my operating current, or the current through the operating coil is 1 ampere, and I1 plus I2 divided by 2, this gives my restraining torque. So if you substitute the value, you will get it as 4.25 amperes. So from this, if you calculate the slope of this one, slope will be equal to I1 minus I2 divided by I1 plus I2 divided by 2. The ratio of these two, that gives the slope of the curve. So this slope will be 1 divided by 4.25. So this will give as 0.235, or this I can write as 23.5%. So if you plot this characteristic, if you plot the original characteristic that is given with 14% slope and take the minimum value as 0.2 amperes, and if you plot this point there, this point will come in the positive torque region. So as this point lies in positive torque region, so the relay will operate. So let us assume the point you have calculated, that is I1 minus I2 and I1 plus I2 by 2, you plot in the respective curve. If that is not lying in the positive torque region, then it will not trip. So in that way you have to calculate for percentage differential relay or biased differential relay. So numericals, whatever numericals that comes in the alternator, mostly they will be like this only. And here you have to make one observation, as the value of this neutral resistance or the resistance that is connected in neutral is increased, then what happens? The amount of the fault current will be decreased. That means for a given current setting, if the value of R is increased, then automatically the percentage of the winding protected will decrease, or the percentage of the winding that is unprotected or remain unprotected will increase with the increase in the value of the neutral resistance. So please observe this, because some numericals will be asked based on this one in the GATE or other competitive exams. So based on this resistance value, how it is going to change, and when you change the minimum threshold value of the current, that means minimum current required to operate, when the current is decreased or increased, then whether how much percentage of the winding will be protected. So again same thing. So if the minimum value of the current is decreased, then automatically it can protect, for a given resistance it can protect more percentage of the winding. So if minimum value of current is increased, it will protect less percentage of the winding. So that also you have to remember. I hope how to calculate the numericals on the protection of the alternators is clear to you. If you still have any queries, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I will answer to your queries from there. Thank you very much.